up, my peeps? This is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and I just got this deck in the mail yesterday. It is the Medicine Cards by Jamie Sams and David Carson, and I had been eyeing this for quite some time, but I didn't know how I would react to the cards, and I kind of hesitated in getting it only because, well, as you can see, it's like a $30 deck. So I'm like, I don't know. And even on Amazon, it still retained its value. It's like it wasn't dropping. So this is a St. Martin's Press published deck. And let me just show you the box real quick. So I am not keeping this box, by the way. It's almost like, I don't know, kind of old school Llewellyn, where it's just kind of like, the cards were separate inside, and I don't want them sloshing around, and then there is a rather large book. So yeah, as you can see, that's kind of what it'll look like. So yeah, I'm going to be recycling this box. Inside the box was another box, a box in a box. And the cards came in here, but again, a very flimsy box, and they were really packed tightly in here. So off to the side over here, I am using one of my tarot/oracle pouches that I bought off of a lovely lady on Etsy. I think if you just type in leather pouch, you'll see many that resemble this, and that's from her. She's the only one that makes that style. Okay, so let me show you what came in said box. First we have the book, and this is like a proper book. Like, this is a real book that goes on your bookshelf. And I've been just like nosing this book, like I'm really in it. Okay, so yeah, let's actually look at this first. And by the way, this is like it's not quite a fabric cover, almost like a paper fabric-y. I don't know how to describe it. Okay, this was the title card that came with the deck. And those are the backs of the cards, by the way. Some people had an issue with the lightning bolt. I do not. Maybe because I'm from San Diego, and we used to have the San Diego Chargers, which were blue and yellow. And I know this has nothing to do with the Chargers. I'm not trying to disrespect in any way. I know it has symbolism in Native American culture, and I'm just saying I'm from San Diego. Okay. Okay, so let's look in here. And I thought, I read up on the authors as well. They're both from Native American descent. And then the artist, I love her art, which you will see in a moment. Okay, so proper table of contents here. Okay, so they kind of go into the introduction on like why they chose the animals they did for the cards, and they understand that medicine coming from a totem animal can come in many forms, that there's tons and tons of animals on this earth, but they had to condense it into the deck of just picking their tops that they think would benefit people. But of course they said they want you to explore and work on your own, find your own animal medicine, even if it's not an animal that they have within their deck. Maybe an animal that they don't mention, but you through research have found animals. They really want you to do your own, educate yourself on the totem animals. And so it's a lot of schooling. Okay, so it talks about the healing powers of animals, and then it says to do the spread only once, like never again. Because what they believe is that there are 7 animals that work with you for your whole life, and then there are 2 that stick by your side. And so they call it the masculine side and the feminine side. So you have your right side and you have your left side. You have the east, south, west, north, the animal that represents the above, the below, and within you. So this is very interesting to read, and it gives you the breakdown of what those are. It talks about the medicine wheel, and to always place, if you're doing the medicine wheel, always place the east stone last, because that's where spirit enters. So I found that interesting. I didn't know actually about medicine shields, and I found this rather interesting as well. So like the book in itself is freaking awesome. Like, okay, so then here's the spreads. These you can do multiple times, but it's that other one that maybe you don't do multiple times, you just do once. Talks about contrary cards, which is, you know, if you read reversals, which I don't. However, cards somehow got reversed and I side shuffle. Like, I'm not trying to mix up my cards, and you know, so I found that interesting. And then there's 9 blank shield cards that they give you, and they said you can just read it as a blank card, and it's like whatever image comes to your head is the animal that you need to work with. You can meditate on the blank card, or you know, if you're an artist and you want to draw something in the middle, or if you want to stick some pictures. I actually put some pictures of animal messages that or animals that I get messages from within my area and in my meditation, so that was fun. Okay, and then it goes right into the cards and their contrary meaning here. Okay, and then if you go to the back, there's 52 cards, by the way, and then the nine extra cards. So this is the first time I've actually written in a guidebook. I usually don't write in guidebooks. So I wrote the medicine for the animals that I chose for my 9 cards, plus my 9 totem animals that, you know. And there's more to write, and that is all. So all right, so let's get to the cards. I know that's what everybody's waiting for. Okay, so the size of the card, if you want to compare and contrast, this is a normal tarot size. I know this is an oracle deck, but just so you can get a visual. Okay, you can see that it is slightly taller and slightly wider than your average tarot. This was made for tarot. This fit just fine, so if you're worried about finding a bag for it, you know, there you go. Okay, so let's look at these cards. Before we do, let's look at the cardstock. The cardstock is very thin and very bendy. Normally would annoy me, but because it has the glossy finish to it and it seems really protected, I'm not afraid of my cards getting jacked up. So I'm like, okay, well, there's a trade-off there. Okay, these are not in order since I have already been using them and since yesterday and having a good time. So here we go. So you notice they'll just have the number, which you can consult the guidebook for, and it'll have the name of the animal, but that's it. You know, so it's your choice whether you want to consult the guidebook and figure out what they say the medicine of the animal is and the message, or if you just want to consult your intuition. Once we get towards the last 9 cards, I'll show you what I came up with for my 9 animals for the blank shields that were included. And P.S. I'm totally glad I got this. You know, I'm like, why was I hesitating so long? But see, I was like, well, I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know about the colors. I don't know about, there's like no keywords. And yeah, that's all in the past now because I dig this. Okay, so this is the start of the 9 cards. So I just wrote in Sharpie permanent marker up at the top. I cut out a picture that I printed out from my computer so that the paper would be nice and flat because photo paper can be kind of thick and I don't want it to mess up the shuffle. I also used our postal service packing tape, which is really thin, so that also, you know, while shuffling, it's like not gonna mess up at all. Okay, so for cat, of course, I put my Wally, picture of my own cat. I work with shark energy. monitor lizard. I have a monitor lizard named Simon that when I'm doing my shamanic work, I consult him. Roadrunner energy is something that I connected with when I spent my summers at my grandparents' house up in the high desert. Our yard is full of gophers. Our yard is also full of mockingbirds, and it's full of doves. And I work closely with unicorn energy. And over in the reservoir, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump from my house, we have tons and tons of egrets, which really speak to me. Okay, so let's give it a shuffle so you guys can see. It's a little too big for me to do this type of side shuffle. You know, as you can see, the cards are bending and I don't want to jack them up. So I just do this kind of shuffle. Okay, and then I'll just choose 3 cards so you can see what they look like all laid out. Aesthetically, I'm not asking a question or anything. And, whoa, kind of slippery. So there you go. All right, let me know if you peeps have any questions, or if you work with this and you just want to strike up a convo about it, then that is cool too. If you want to catch a reading with me, don't forget to check out that information box below, or you can click on the pop-up to my shop, which I believe is right up here. And if you dug this video, don't forget to give it a whoosh, thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and I will see you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.